How's it going, everyone? It is Panjno here, and in this video I'm showing you a quick Windows tool which I think is incredibly useful for practically every single one of you watching. This tool allows you on a desktop or laptop to control your monitor's brightness, contrast, and additional settings depending on what's available for your monitor or monitors directly from the Windows task icon tray. Just like you can adjust the volume directly inside of Windows, well, now you can adjust the brightness of any displays connected to your PC, not just on a laptop but on a desktop, or if you happen to be using multiple displays on a laptop. It's super quick and easy to use. Just click on the button in the bottom right, make the adjustments, and they happen immediately. It's incredibly lightweight and small. It's available directly inside of the Microsoft Store or on the website, so let's jump straight into it. Get Windows activated for a great price with Hookies. Get an additional 25% off when using the links in the description below for Windows 11 Pro, Home, Windows 10, and others including Office. Apply code PAN20 at checkout for an additional 25% off your order, where you can get Windows 11 Pro for just $23 when using the links and code. Use one of your preferred payment options. Once your order is complete, just paste the key to activate Windows and remove the watermark. Use the links below with discount code PAN20 for the best possible discount, and thank you to Hookies for sponsoring this video. To have this up and running on your system, first thing we need to do is go to your web browser of choice and search for Twinkle Tray. You can then go to twinkletray.com. Alternatively, if you don't want to utilize the website for this, we can download it directly from the Microsoft Store. You can do this by pressing the Windows key, typing Store, opening the Microsoft Store, going to the top to the search bar and searching for Twinkle Tray, and press enter. If you wanted to download it from here, you need to go to the Twinkle Tray brightness slider app and select Get. Once it's finished downloading, you can then choose to open the app. If instead you would like to download it directly from their website, head over to twinkletray.com. At the top of the web page, you can choose the Download Twinkle Tray for Windows button, or alternatively, can go to the GitHub and select Save. If you want to see more information on the application, you can find it all on the main web page, and you can also see the changelog for the latest updates. Once downloaded, open it up. It will then begin to install to your PC. Whether you use twinkletray.com or the Microsoft Store version, both versions should open up very similar to this. It will first of all let you know that the Twinkle Tray icon is probably hidden. Just go down to your task icon tray arrow, where we can then find Twinkle Tray. We can then drag this and drop it directly on the task icon tray. If, like me, it seems to be blocked from using this feature, all we need to do is go down to your taskbar, right click, and select Taskbar Settings. In this page, scroll down towards the middle for other system tray icons, click the drop down menu for this, scroll down where you should then be able to find Twinkle Tray and switch this on. Once it's on, you can now see it's available in the bottom right. With that selected, select Close. The only requirements for Twinkle Tray to work on your system is that you need to be using Windows 11 or Windows 10, and your display, whether it's a desktop or laptop display, needs to support DDCCI, which is the Display Data Channel Command Interface. This setting on your display will allow changes to the monitor settings without utilizing the actual buttons on the monitor. It's available on practically all PC monitors, and to enable it, go into the display settings, typically by pressing the buttons on the side, or you may have a joystick. On this display, if I navigate down to advanced settings, I can find DDC/CI, go into this option and ensure that it's turned on. If you can't find this option in your monitor and Twinkle Tray does not automatically adjust the settings for your display, try using Google, AI, or YouTube to put your monitor's make and model followed by DDC/CI control location to see where it is for your display if it's supported. With DDC/CI enabled, you're good to go. Click on Twinkle Tray in the bottom right. We'll then start by going to the settings icon. You can choose for the application to apply any of your custom brightness settings at startup and also launch with the computer, which I would recommend most of you do if you do decide that you want to keep this application. The majority of the settings inside of Twinkle Tray will be complete personal preference, so if for any reason you want to go with a different option than me, that is completely fine. You have language, theme, Windows UI style. One thing I like to do is change this icon. I actually prefer it just to look like this small sun. I'm going to choose not to send analytics. That's a personal choice. If for some reason you don't seem to have control over one, two, or all of your monitors, alternatively, you can try the legacy DDC/CI detection, which you can enable here, but the majority of you shouldn't need to do this, so leave it off. You can choose for the application to auto apply brightness to it whenever it's detected, and if for any reason you would like to set anything back to the default settings of Twinkle Tray, just go to General, scroll all the way to the bottom, go to Reset Settings, and press this button. Next up is Monitor Settings. For Twinkle Tray to work correctly on your system, any monitor you would like to be supported by Twinkle Tray will need to have the option of DDCCI enabled. Just go to the bottom right on Twinkle Tray and make any of the adjustments you want to make. So if I wanted to bring my second monitor's brightness all the way down to 0%, I can do that. Dragging the slider, you can see it's near enough instant that that adjustment has been made. For my main display, I can do the same thing. I can bring the brightness all the way down, I can bring it all the way up, or I can make fine-tune adjustments just that quick and easy. There's no more having to reach behind the monitor, clicking a bunch of different options, typically pressing the wrong setting, trying to make fine-tune adjustments and then just leaving it on a brightness setting that isn't ideal. Adjusting your brightness is now as easy as adjusting the volume on any applications. And that's just the basic settings of Twinkle Tray. If you want any and all of your monitors to have synced brightness, you can press that button to adjust the brightness slider for both displays at the same time. Obviously, you're going to get different brightness outputs depending on if the displays are different makes, models, brands, and technology, because not all displays will actually be as bright as each other. But if that's an option you want to go with, then use it. If we come down to the settings icon again, head to the monitor settings, we can make fine-tune adjustments for how quickly any changes are made to the display. You can choose to hide certain displays from toggling options with inside of here, rename the monitors, reorder the monitors. You can also choose to calibrate monitors with inside of here to adjust the minimum and max. Heading to DDC/CI features, if I wanted to adjust the contrast of any and all of the displays, then I can enable the option to do so. Once the option has been enabled, if I click on Twinkle Tray in the bottom, you can now see I have a contrast slider for both displays. If I wanted to adjust the volume of the actual output of the monitor, whether it's through monitor speakers or if you have a 3.5mm audio jack connected directly into the monitor, the volume slider would work. On some displays, you might have limited support or no support that might be available that you can choose to experiment around with at your own risk, such as for me, I have power state and inputs, where I can switch between HDMI 1 to DisplayPort 1 and 2. Now this isn't guaranteeing that this functionality will work inside of Twinkle Tray, it just means that it's been detected and it may work, but it is at your own risk. There are more than likely going to be additional detected features. Whether these are actually supported for the display or not is something completely different, but if for some reason you would like to go deep diving into things, only if you are comfortable and you know what you're doing at your own risk, then you could potentially make adjustments to any of the detected settings for certain monitors inside of these lists. The main options we're focusing on in this video are completely safe and built directly into your monitors. Time adjustment features. This allows you to set your location coordinates for the sun, which will adjust your monitor or monitors brightness automatically, depending on the time of day and the amount of daylight outside. You can do this for individual displays or have it set across the entire system. You can also adjust idle detection for your displays. One of my favorite features of Twinkle Tray is to head over to the hotkeys and shortcuts section. We scroll down to profiles. Selecting new profile, giving it a name, going to the right hand side to the drop down menu, selecting set brightness when active. This allows you to set different brightness levels on any individual application on your PC and set the brightness level per monitor. So if in games such as Counter-Strike 2, I want my monitor brightness all the way at 100%, for my main display, but I don't need my second display to be any higher than 50. If I add Counter-Strike 2 to the application path, every single time CS2 is booted on this PC, this monitor will be set to 100% brightness. When the application is closed, it will go back to the default setting that it's currently using, and you can set that up for as many applications as you want. And it's just that simple and easy to use. You can keep it super basic and simple if you just want quick and easy monitor brightness access, or you can jump in, set different brightness levels automatically. Anytime you want to make an adjustment, go to the bottom right, make the adjustment you want to, and it's applied that quickly. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on this in that comment section down below, and I'll see you in the next one.